It's daybreak in Lakeland, Florida on the Atlantic coastline, Maine at Winston Wye. It's a hot summer morning. In this part of Florida, September is still summer. Way summer. Mornings start out in the low 80s. We're looking eastward as two trains make their way into Winston Yard. Q235 on the left and Q452 on the right. Q235 is an auto rack job from Louisville, Kentucky. He comes south into Taft Yard near Orlando, drops loaded racks, picks up empties, and then comes south with them into Winston Yard. This morning he's doing a sachet around 452, who's waiting for a new crew to come aboard. Winston is the location of the last 5 Atlantic coastline signal bridges in Florida, and one of my favorite spots. Lakeland is also benefiting from the new CSX S-Line improvement project. A whole new siding is going in from 10th Street on the Vitis sub south to Lakeland Junction. For 2 weeks in August, 10th Street was closed to allow installation of a new 2-track crossing. This new Lakeland siding is a perfect spot for a pass track. From this point on south, there are no crossings. There will be 10,000 feet of clear track. The dispatcher can land trains here and hold them indefinitely. This Lakeland siding could be an important holdout for the new Winter Haven Integrated Logistics Center when it goes online. 10th Street and Lakeland Junction are favored crew change points now because no crossings are blocked by stopped trains. But the main line is. A train waiting on a relief crew becomes a big cork in the Lakeland bottleneck. Here's an example. K724, an empty Florida rock train out of Taft bound for Augusta, Georgia. I'm up on the hillside about 150 feet south of the 10th Street crossing. This train sat on the main line for about 20 minutes. No problem on a Saturday at noon, but when the Winter Haven ILC opens, blockages like this will likely be unacceptable. 2 miles back south at Lakeland Junction, another crew change goes like clockwork. Even though he's blocking the main line, Lakeland Junction is perfect for crew changes. The more than 5,000-foot train is blocking no crossings. N154 has had several crew changes on its multi-day run from a mine in West Virginia. This will be its last. The new crew will take N154 into the Stanton Energy Center at Orlando, where the coal will be unloaded and then burned to boil water, the steam from which will turn giant turbines that generate electricity.
This N154 7-lead engine 969 got a approach medium Lakeland Junction. Single main to the north leg, north of.
Some of you will remember this scene from the Pollard Road crossing at Winter Haven from a video I did in May of 2012. The old seaboard defect detector and bucolic setting had changed little since the 1960s, or maybe even the 1920s when the track was first laid here. I'm glad I got this scene because this is what it looks like in September 2013. Gone is the old defect detector. 3 tracks now where there was only 1. The Winter Haven siding extended south to make a 6-mile-long double track. A freight lead built to access the giant intermodal yard. The tracks are yet to be tamped and aligned. Remember the May 2012 scene looking south at the old seaboard off into the wilderness? It's downtown now. The new ILC is down there right off to the right. The Evansville Western Winter Haven Integrated Logistics Center. Evansville Western is a CSX subsidiary. The 318-acre 7-track terminal is set for opening in May of 2014. It's expected to have a tremendous economic impact on this part of Polk County. But today, this whole subdivision is curfewed on account of this track work. So let's get going with some moving trains. Downtown Bushnell on a Saturday morning makes an almost sure bet for Q452. Not much train this morning, so he's moving along. Bushnell recently got a signal replacement and a new number 20 turnout.
800 clear Belleview, north.
My radio lights up again as K-845 comes up from behind me at Belleview, Florida. K-845 is an occasional loaded phosphate unit train. When he reaches Baldwin later this afternoon, he'll take the Northwest connection and turn west on the Tallahassee line to New Orleans.
61315, clear signal, signatory number.
We're on the outskirts of Ocala when we hear Q613 calling signals in the distance. Engine 4777 is an SD70 Mac that CSX bought new in 2004. These SD70s, for some reason, have extremely loud horns. In downtown Ocala, we're just west of the passenger station. That's it under the new signal cantilever. Now that green signal on the left is telling me someone's coming up from behind me, but the radio tells me there's someone else out there coming the other way.
CSXC, Q7 4115 with the engine CSXC. 605, they approach Ocala, southbound.
It's Q741, unit Tropicana juice train empties, headed home to Bradenton. This cut of mechanically refrigerated boxcars comes off of Q141 at the Jacks Duval ramp. 141 is an intermodal combo out of Greenville, New Jersey. The green signal was for this work train, a company ballast run. I couldn't hear his number, so I didn't get where he was from or to. At Wildwood, I heard two trains on the radio. First up was this southbound gondola train, K927. The northbound signal on the left is indicating an approach limited, 45 miles an hour through turnouts, then proceed. Someone is crossing over from track 1 to 2. On track 2 currently is K927, an as-needed job bringing aggregate rock from K-Mac, Georgia near Augusta to Taft, Florida near Orlando. My memory is fading a little, but I think this is the first all-gondola train I have ever seen. The K train gets an approach at that signal on his left, named Turnpike. That's the Florida Turnpike flying over on the bridge down there. The gone train was held up until this train could get onto the double track. R170, Taft, Orlando to Duval, Jacksonville.
16, engine 386, north, number 1, got clear Wildwood, R170 out.
This intermodal hotshot is actually Q170, but carries the R because it's technically a reroute off its normal A-line path. Moving back south toward home, I stopped at Owensboro. This one-time at-grade railroad crossing was a busy spot with a highway overpass, a tower, and lots of trains. We are thankful to Fred Clark Jr. for documenting it with his photograph. After the SAL-ACL merger in 1967, 2 spokes of the diamond were removed, and the remaining 2 lines were joined in a curve. Today, the ACL section curves into the SAL section and heads north as the ex-Seaboard S-line. Last stop today was Richland on the new Vitis super siding, where I caught back up to the gone train. Up on the US 98 overpass is always a great view, especially of open-top carloads. The small gravel in those gondolas looks soft enough to just jump down there and stretch out on it. But I'll just hold off on that impulse. Might get my pants dirty. On the CSX Wildwood sub in Richland, Florida, this is Danny Harmon, out.